Hey guys, so today I wanted to talk about patient to CNA ratios and when is too much. Too much. I've worked all three shifts. I've also worked 12-hour shifts and I've also worked 16-hour shifts. So I'm gonna try to talk about it in the context of every type of shift, but I would say that the shift with the best patient to CNA ratio is day shift. Evening shift, you add on a little bit more, but you still don't have a super terrible patient to CNA ratio. Night shift is terrible, especially if you're on a unit by yourself. There is one unit here where I have over 20 people by myself. I've heard of people who work in assisted living facilities who have like 40, 50, sometimes even 60 people by themselves. And it just begs the question of when is it too much? How much can one person handle? Now, obviously with assisted living, it's a little bit different than, say, your long-term care, people who are totally dependent, heavy wetters, things like that. Most people who are in an assisted living facility, they are able to do a majority of things for themselves. They may need like assistance with transferring or something like that, or like setting things up for them or reminders, things like that, not total dependence. Those people you will never see in assisted living, because that's not what assisted living is for. Assisted living is for living, but getting assistance with things. Nursing homes is where you will see people who need the most assistance. Maybe I'll make a video talking about like different types of facilities, but anyways, back to the topic. I feel that anything over 20 for one person, when it's people who have varying degrees of assistance needs, it's too much. 20 is the limit. And like I said, here there's a unit that I work on that is around 23, 24 people sometimes. But most of them, well, not most of them, I will say a majority of them are able to do some things for themselves. There are people who are totally dependent. There's hospice patients mixed in with those, but for the most part, there's at least a few of them who are able to do things for themselves. Now, I feel like where you really need to be careful with the patient to CNA ratio is on the memory care units, especially for evening shift and night shift. Night shift, people think is super easy because everyone sleeps, right? Well, that's totally not true. On the night shift, when I've worked memory care before, we've had people who wander, people who try to get out of the building, people who get upset because they don't understand where they are, why they're not at home. On evening shift, you deal with sundowners and things like that. And it's just, it can be really dangerous when you put too many patients or residents with one person. You know, I have gotten extremely frustrated in memory care setting before just because, you know, I know that it's not the person who the issue is with. It's a health condition, but sundowners is a very big challenge sometimes, and I just don't think it's safe to have a whole bunch of people, you know, with sundowners with one person. And I do feel like, you know, here when I'm on the trach unit, I'm by myself. All of these people, or a majority of them, I would say at least 95% of them, at least right now, are totally dependent. They require 1 to 2 people, sometimes even more, to turn them, reposition them, change them, all those things. And so when you're on a unit like that, it's even worse as far as the ratio goes, because you really need to make sure that you are providing adequate care and you're doing it in a safe way. because if you give too many people, too many residents or patients to one person, it's going to come a time when they're either going to need help, or they're going to get really frustrated, or they're going to end up just losing it. And I've had those shifts before where I feel like I'm just going crazy. I can't get anybody to help me, and it's terrible. And I don't think it's fair to put that many people on one CNA, or one caregiver even. Especially in the memory care setting, because like I said, that's where you get a lot of combative people because of sundowners and things like that, and it's dangerous. You know, you can get really hurt in this type of position. But I don't know, I just want to hear what you guys' thoughts are on this topic, because I feel like it's something that everybody has issues with, but maybe we don't address it enough as healthcare professionals, and maybe it needs to be addressed. But anyways, what would you say is a good ratio of patients to CNAs, or to one CNA, I should say? Let me know in the comments below if there's any other topics you'd like me to address. Let me know, and I will talk about them on a future video. And anyways, questions, comments, let me know. And with that being said, I will talk to you guys again in my next video.